What is alpha? It's basically a black and white image like this, or even this. So if I draw each on a 3D object with enough vertices, you'll see how they interact with the surface. For example, this part is closer to pure white, so it has the strongest effect on the surface. On the other hand, this area is pure black, so it'll have zero effect. And this almost gray area has an effect that's between the two, just like what we see in this example. Now in Photoshop, I want to create an alpha from this image. I can use this area or this. It's up to your taste, doesn't make a difference. So I want to create my alpha from a few of these. You can also make it from just one of them. First, I pick the lasso tool to cut a certain area, or keyboard shortcut is L, and I'll start cutting it out. Now I'll press Ctrl N to create a new document. Common sizes for alphas are usually 2K or 4K, though they can be 1K too, but that's not recommended. I'll go with 2K by the way, and a resolution of 72 is sufficient in this case. Since the alpha is black and white, I set color mode to grayscale. It might default to RGB, so you need to change it. Also, color depth can be 16-bit for more quality, but 8-bit is enough for me here. And lastly, set the background color to black, because I don't like doing things over again. Okay, back to the original image. Hold down Ctrl on selection area until your cursor changes to a scissor icon, and then drag it over to the document you just created. The image layer must not be locked or you won't be able to drag it. I'll place it on my background, make it a bit larger, and some adjustments for better positioning. Now I'll press B to select the brush and start painting black around the edges of the elements. As you can see here, some areas are blurred and the edges aren't defined like here. So I'll do the same with the alpha using the black brush to blur those areas. It's better to lower the flow to reduce the brush impact. I can right click and adjust the brush shape like this, and this will allow me to brush more comfortably. Next, these black and white dots on the elements will become grainy in Blender and won't look good. So I'll use Gaussian blur to smooth them out a bit. I don't increase the radius too much because it would blur the overall shades. Okay, better. Now I'm gonna fully blend these spots together and want them form a smooth texture. So I'll go back to the filter menu, hover over noise and choose median. The radius shouldn't be too high, a value of 20 works for me. And now they look smoother with no more graininess. Median can create like stepping effect. It shows up in Blender like this, but to fix it I press Ctrl-Shift-A to open Camera Raw, and I'll zoom in on this area. And in the details section, I'll slide nose reduction all the way to the right. Now we can see that stepping effect has mostly disappeared. Plus there are a lot of settings in the basic section. You can increase the exposure a bit, but I recommend not to raise it too much. Let's adjust the brightness of the white areas. If any part is overexposed or too shiny, you can fix it by lowering this option. Even lowering the texture and clarity can help minimize noises. So we're done here and I click OK. One last thing you can do here is to use Dodge tool to lighten some areas manually. This is not essential, just for your information. Also, the Burn tool is exactly the opposite. You can use it to darken certain areas. Okay, we're done. I'll press Alt-Control-Shift-W to export the file. The usual formats for exporting alphas are PNG, PSD or TIFF. I choose PNG and hit export. The alphas you see here are the same ones I used on the ice cream. After renaming the file, save it and head over to Blender. So finally, I'm in Blender Sculpt mode. So without wasting any time, first I make sure the draw brush is selected. I've also opened the sidebar to see the brush settings. It definitely needs to be on the tool tab. I'm gonna draw my alpha on this empty area. Here in settings, I added a new brush so it doesn't affect the default settings of draw brush. If you want to do the same, Just click on Add Brush button right here. And the next step is to import the alpha, which you can load from this texture section. So I can just select it and this is the preview. But I'll go to my own alpha and click the new texture button. So a new texture is created. Now click on this button to make the texture tab appear, and that's it. It's accessible from here as well. Okay, click open, choose my alpha, and now it is loaded. Just make sure that in this section, mapping is set to area plane and the stroke method is on anchored. So now with enough vertices or faces on my object, I can start drawing. It doesn't seem strong enough from the side view, so I'll undo that and increase the brush strength in this section. I think around 0.35 should be okay. And it looks much better now. If you want to smooth out the surface, hold down Shift and brush over the areas you want to refine. This actually performs the same function as the smooth brush, but if you choose the smooth brush, you can adjust the strength of the smoothing effect. Now I'll add the other alphas to make sure they're not repetitive. And when I'm done, I'm switched to object mode and set shading to render it. And there you have it, we got a real ice cream here. And I also recommend check it out the ice cream video where I talked about the process of making it.